application for a dispensary license shall include both an individual applicant and an applying entity, and they shall apply to the commission on a form and in a manner prescribed by the commission. The applicant shall include whether the proposed dispensary will or will not elect to cultivate medical marijuana as allowed by the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Amendment of 2016. And I think that's in section, do you remember the section? The cultivation of number of plants.
That's also in section 8, which carries most of the authority. Currently, the amendment allows each dispensary to have up to 50 flowering plants at any one time. There are not any rules yet regarding how much could be held in storage from that production, and that is one of the provisions that the legislature could change.
So if they have 50 plants, are they some type of cultivation facility?
They are a dispensary that is cultivating that much medical marijuana, but they are not under the cultivation facility restrictions, except insofar as if they want to do that, they may need to follow certain requirements with regard to security, with
So we
regard
would have to
to
put that in.
reference to that if they elect. We don't have to put that in, it can just be reference to if this dispensary elects to be a dispensary that grows a small amount of marijuana, they must meet the cultivation facility requirements in, and then we list the cultivation facility citations, so we don't have to just repeat it.
That's a lot of plants, isn't it?
That, I leave that determination up to the Department of Health and this commission at a later date.
Oh, I would, you know.
That's a lot of plants.
Yeah. I just would think that that would be just like, you know, you have a, it's just my opinion,
Well,
you know.
it says 50 mature plants, how that's defined,
Fine, yes.
and how many immature plants one might have.
That's called.
That's open for the rules to clarify on how that was my reference to how much may end up being held in stock.
One issue I have with that is that to me, the business model is very different. I mean, if I'm opening up a storefront, that's pretty low cost. If I'm opening up a storefront that's going to cultivate and grow marijuana, then all of a sudden, the cost of that, it's almost like it's wholly separate. If they're going to be able to grow marijuana, it's almost like a whole
I
other.
would go in at the,
If that
yeah.
would talk to me, if you're, then I'd want to see that you've got more money to, because you got to.
We put tiered options in for you to work on if they did or did not make such an election, so that an individual who is applying for an entity that wants to do a dispensary that does cultivate may have a higher burden of entry to demonstrate
Yeah, that would-
They would
versus
have to.
versus a dispensary that's just a storefront with a lower cost of entry.
They would have more regulations as well.
Yeah.
Because you have to ensure that you go through all the products and testing that you would.
They would have to, comply with the ADA requirements on testing for the purity and for the requirements with regard to security and some of the build-out issues and just some of those components that ABC is working on to ensure cultivation facilities are safe and otherwise well-made. Yeah, it is a higher burden and not something that can just be, I'm going to have a dispensary and grow a couple of plants on the side. You're going to have to meet the same kind of requirements to ensure safety and health
That's the cultivation.
on a smaller scale.
So would they
on
have
a
a
smaller
different
scale.
license fee as well?
The dispensary rules are written for them to have a different license fee than a pure storefront dispensary.